right, so we're here with John Molina, Covina's one of Covina's top athletes, and John, you just signed with Goose and Tudor Promotions. You're going to be fighting on ShoBox next week, February 6th on Showtime. And tell me what it's like working with Joe Gane now. He's your new trainer. You've been with Ben Lira for a long time, and tell me what it's like with Joe now.
Being with Joe is I like to call it a beautiful relationship. We've learned a lot. We have a lot of the same characteristics. I like to think I'm a little better looking than him, but at the same time, that was a joke off the record. But no, working with him, it just, he's been to the big show. He's been there with the Corraleses. He's been in there with the Casamayors, with the Shane Mosley, just to name a few. The Ruales brothers, Michael Nunn, and he's been there and he knows what it takes. He's traveled that narrow road, and being with him, I know that if he thinks all the ingredients are adding up, who more can you believe? You know what I mean? As opposed to, not to say my past trainers weren't qualified by any means, but at the same time, to hear it from Joe is such a confidence booster in itself. And the regiment that I've experienced with him, it brought me to another level. I guess they say the cream rises. It holds true because, to be honest with you, the workouts that I've been doing are intense, man. I felt like I was ready to fight 3 weeks ago, and Joe has really made my stamina, my body. I've never felt like this before. So working with him just was a surreal feeling. Once I got past all that, and we're putting two and two together, the chemistry's there. We're working really well. We're a lot of the same characteristics. We think a lot alike, and those are important in having a trainer and fighter. You got to think a lot alike him in order to produce what he wants. And if we can do that, follow that game plan, we'll be fine.
And Joe worked with Diego Corrales, one of the greats.
Yes.
He also was a very large 130-pounder, 135-pounder, and you're 5'10", and you're going to be fighting at 130 pounds now.
Yes.
Talk about making that weight. You got that background in wrestling from high school.
Yes.
Is it easy? Is it hard? What is it?
What it is, it's my job. When it all boils down at the end of the day, it's my job. Just like I'm sure it's not easy for a man to wake up every morning and lace up those boots and put in that 8-hour shift, that 12-hour shift. For me to say, is it easy? I think I wouldn't be doing the sport justice by saying it's easy, because it's not for everybody. But at the same token, it's my job, and it's what I do for a living, and this is how I provide for my family. When I say family, 2 German Shepherds, no kids. But at the same, this is my livelihood. This is like someone taking food out of your mouth. Are you going to let that happen? No, I don't think so. So, is it easy? Yes, it is easy in the sense that I know what I got to do it.
And you've been doing it for years.
And I've been doing it for years, but it's not for everybody. So that's my answer to that question. In a roundabout way, I hope I can answer your question that way.
you got around to it.
All right.
One more thing. We were talking earlier about back in high school. You were a varsity athlete in football, wrestling, track, even.
Yes.
And behind your dad's back, you were involved in a little bit of fighting too. Tell me about those days. You made a few bucks for your buddies.
It was nothing big. Small time Covina boys, out looking for trouble. What group of kids, teenagers, don't want to fight. You know what I mean? And like I said, it dates back to 5th grade, and we always brought the gloves out when we got it on. And when we all started saving our lunch money, we started betting with it. And $5 turned into $10, $10 turned into $20, and so on and so forth. And it was a fun way to pass the time and make a few bucks here and there, and get the new pair of shoes that you wanted without having to bug mom and dad for. And they started putting me in with guys that were twice my size. And to me, as a kid, you have that Superman confidence, fearless. You don't think you can get hurt. You can walk through walls. And I was going in and knocking guys out. And once I realized it was a little dangerous, if a guy don't wake up, I'm not trying to go to jail. Never been, and God willing, I never go. But that wasn't the way I wanted to go. And I wanted to make a living out of it, and we started pursuing it together with me, my father, my mother, and my family, which consists of, obviously, my father, my mom, and my 2 sisters, my 2 older sisters.
Now, the other thing about you, I know all the promoters around here, the local guys, they love you because you bring huge crowds. You got the Teamsters behind you.
Definitely.
Talk about that. You got tons of support, your family, and like you just said. Yeah.
First of all, I have a huge family. Second of all, the Teamsters have been there for me since day one. They love the fights. They're there. Their loyalty's there. They, my pro debut, I sold about $20,000, $30,000 worth of tickets for a pro debuter at a Maywood Activity Center. That's a hell of a crowd. I mean, I had more people there than the main event, and it was an off television fight. And I really feel that helps me in the fight, because of the fact when they announce my name and my opponent sees that everyone's there for me, he's thinking, who the hell am I in there with, man? This guy Elvis Presley or something?
And it's your pro debut.
It's my pro debut. And to me, man, the whole thing felt like a dream. But the team's just been there. They sponsored me. They're loyal fans. The PR that I get from them is unbelievable. They made me as popular as a gold medal winner. I mean, it's not only one local, it's the whole international local, which is United States and Guam. And I mean, it's big time. I get over 3 million homes that, issues go out of me in a paper to know who I am. And they follow me wherever I go, whether it be Lemoore, whether it be Las Vegas, whether it be Texas. They have locals everywhere. So it's such a match made in heaven, so to speak, with them backing me. And I'm very happy, very blessed that they have my back. And, I will always fly their colors and fight for them as well.
Well, good deal. So it's February 6th, Showtime, against TBA right now.
TBA right now, but I'm looking forward to the fight. You guys can be prepared to see an entertaining fight, and I think it's going to be a beautiful launching pad for my career.
All right, John, thanks a lot, man.